We're out in the orchard today because this is the time of year when we're going to prune our apples and pears. I have behind me a William Bonchretien that's unpruned, and I have also a Taylor's Gold that I've pruned. And in John chapter 15 and verse 8, it talks about pruning in our Christian lives so that we might be fruitful, and it goes on to say that it's a delight to the Father. So I'm hoping that we might gain some tips from pruning in the orchard that might help us to be productive in our Christian lives. The first thought is that the longer you leave pruning, the harder it gets. Take a look at this William Bonchretien. Probably hasn't been pruned for over 10 years, and it's quite a mess. So it's going to be a big job, and it might even mean the loss of productivity for a year before it really comes to be fruitful on a sustainable basis. The second thought is that when it comes to pruning, we often just do the small kind of cosmetic cuts that make things look tidy, but doesn't increase the productivity of the tree. We have a pruning saw available to use, a pair of loppers and a pair of secateurs. And I often ask myself the question, if I could only use this pruning saw once on this William Bonchretien, where would I make that cut? And I think it's a good question to ask in our Christian lives. Lord, if there was just one thing that you're wanting to speak into in my life right now, what would it be? The third thought is that we're wanting to prune our trees to be a central leader tree. You can grow multiple leader trees, but the greatest productivity is from central leader trees planted more closely together that have a greater production per hectare. And in our Christian lives, it's important that everything that we do focuses on Jesus. So it's not that I'm an orchardist who happens to be a Christian, but I'm a Christian who is running this orchard that people might see something of God's kingdom. And we're wanting people to have an encounter with Jesus. And the last thought that I want to leave you with today is that we want to prune our tree so that there's maximum penetration of light for the leaves and the fruit. And how do we live our Christian lives so that the light of Jesus penetrates every aspect of our lives? I'm praying that we'll be productive on the orchard, and I'm praying we'll be even more productive in our Christian lives. God bless.